Have you ever been asked, what's your design process? So this question has been on my mind for a while, and I just wanted to slow down and to speak to this fad of a design process and this labeling of design as a process. I actually think that overall design is actually not a process at all. You cannot take design and build out a procedure that will facilitate the design work, right? You can't just say, if I perform steps A, B, C, and D, then I have done good design, or the design that I produce will be excellent and innovative. I propose that that's the wrong way of thinking about it. Despite the many frameworks and formulas and processes out there that people write books about, establish, and sell as educational materials, I actually think a lot of this is actually just marketing and honestly snake oil. Yeah, I know, I said it. But even some of the most popular methods and popular processes that are out there and touted as the design process to follow don't actually do or necessarily show you how to do the actual activity of design or the methodology of problem solving for design. In fact, what most of these processes are trying to accomplish is a mass production of innovation, which by its nature, innovation is not something that can be mass produced. So one of the things I wanted to just remind you of and to say is that design is a problem-solving activity. It's a problem-solving methodology. And there are two to three key activities that I want to show you that I've been relying on over the last decade in my design work and the way that I choose to approach design that have been very, very helpful. So the process, what is it? Well, I actually don't like to think about it as a process. And like you've already heard, I think about it as activities. There are 2 to 3 design activities or 2 to 3 activities that make up design that I like to think about. So design always starts with some sort of prompt. There's an opportunity, there is a pain, there's something there that needs to be solved, and design's job is to come in and prescribe solutions that actually fit with that problem. So you should always start with the prompt. But what comes next is interesting. And multiple designers have different takes on this, but it's not a step. One of the activities I like to start with is actually just a step of creation. You actually create 2 to 3 to 7 different ways that could be options that you could pursue. Design as a discipline fundamentally requires an exploratory nature of trying to problem solve. So you explore multiple options. So if you don't actually explore multiple options, you're not really doing design. In fact, you're not using design methodology or design problem-solving methodology to actually answer or solve your problem. There is some scientific research out there. Nigel Cross and a few other authors have proposed that perhaps 5 to 7 concepts, 5 to 7 different opportunities or paths forward could be explored, and that starts to engage the mind in more creative thinking, and some of those constraints are very, very helpful to think through. But, John, that means there's a bunch of waste. Yeah, design is inherently built in a lot of failure, but that failure actually helps you understand what does and doesn't work, and that's the opportunity that design allows for you then to re-examine your problem understanding and what actually fits and doesn't fit with the situation or that initial prompt. And you can actually bolster out then a better understanding of what you're trying to solve for and the best ways of solving that. So after you've received your prompt and now you've moved into the first activity of creation, you then can move to the second activity of critique. And this is where design methodology is very, very powerful, because you've done a bunch of creation work and you've explored a landscape of ideas to pursue. Now over here, you can really critique the guts out of them, and you can begin to understand what does and doesn't work. And design leans on both of these to actually do good and innovative design work, to produce innovative solutions, to produce things that fit well with the context and the prompt and the problem or opportunity that you're exploring. So with critique then, you can do things like user research, you can do heuristic analyses, you can do all kinds of different things to actually do critique. You could do it individually or even by yourself, best done with others, generally because design is in the context of working with others. So as you are critiquing, you really want to spend a lot of time not just saying, oh, this feels right and I like this option, but actually dig into what makes that concept work. What makes that solution better than the other one? And then you can actually begin to choose a path forward. Because remember, design is about choice. Design decisions are something that you're going to need to reflect back at some point in time. So understanding what choice you made and why is very powerful. So you've done your creation, you have done your critique, now what? Well, you've made some choices and you probably have identified the best path forward or a path forward that you want to pursue. Well, it's your opportunity. Is it good enough? Does it solve and fit enough? It might not, and generally it doesn't on that first go round. So that's where you wash, rinse, and repeat. So you would go back to another phase where you've identified a concept, you've identified a solution, now you're going to create some more paths forward based upon that one that then you can critique and really identify what is and is not working. And you cycle through both of these back and forth through these modes of thinking of creation and critiquing over and over again until you generally have something that's more fully developed. And with each phase and each iteration of creation and critique, you're going to get into more and more design detail. And you'll be able to create a fully fledged concept, a fully fledged prototype, or a fully fledged solution that's going to work for everybody. So in conclusion, I don't really mean to be like super simplistic about this, but design is actually a very simple activity. It's an activity where you create and you critique and you go back and forth and you do that in the context of the prompt that's given. And you're going to do this multiple times, and that's the power of design. That's the power of where design methodology really comes in, because you're not taking a problem and inferring one possible solution. You're actually taking a problem or a pain or some opportunity, and you're exploring a multitude of ways of solving that, and then learning from what is and is not good about those solutions, and then moving forward. So I hope that this has been really helpful. I hope this has been a boiling down of the processes to make it just activities, and have some fun with design. Go do some creation, go do some critiquing, and if you like this video, please like it on YouTube, hit that like button. Subscribe. If you like this content, if it's helpful, I want to be able to make more of it, and I really enjoy doing this, and I hope that you've benefited from it as well. So thank you. Go design. And I need to turn off my notifications into do not disturb mode. Do not disturb mode. For 1 hour. I'll just wait a minute. There's glare on my glasses, and that's annoying. I'm actually gonna flip this down. There we go. Maybe I should just start over. Should I just start over? What do you think, YouTube? Should I start over?